Are your events not selling tickets? Did you have this amazing idea to host a retreat or a conference? And when you start marketing it, it's not getting the response that you were hoping? Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Andrea. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm the Irresistible Experience Creator. I help you produce irresistible experiences with events and technology. So basically, I'm an event producer and planner, and I've been producing and planning events for decades now, almost 2 decades. I know. Anyways, so I know a little thing or two about how you can fill your IRL events right now in this market in 2026. Now, in this economy, going to an in-person event is a little bit more challenging, and filling an in-person event as well, because people are way more cautious on where they're spending their money, what types of events they're going to, and how much ROI they're going to get by attending that event. So this is why it feels a little harder as an event host to sell out your IRL events. Now, I was talking about this on Threads yesterday, and some of my friends and colleagues were commenting on this thread because I hit the nail on the head. What happens is that your audience right now is more cautious, like I said, right? I'm going to put myself on the shoes of the attendees. Me as an attendee, because I attend events as well. I'm actually going to Costa Rica to an event in March. This is being published end of February, so probably I'm packing already. I'm going to this event because my target market is there. The speakers that are going to be giving sessions, I really want to listen to them in person. I want to meet them. I'm going for networking purposes, and also because the host personally invited me. I met her a few months ago in November, and she was like, you need to be in Costa Rica. And I'm like, really? I was thinking about it, but I don't know. And she's like, no, you need to be there. And I was like, you know what? I trust you. So trust, that's the first thing. This is the most important when it comes to fill out and sell out your events. If your audience and your community doesn't trust you, they're not going to spend all those big bucks to go to your events. How do you build trust? Well, you build trust by showing up, marketing something, and then delivering that something, so being ethical. You get trust by showing up to other people's events. You build trust by getting people the results that you promise. There's another symptom that's going on in the business world, and it's a lot of leaders or aspiring entrepreneurs, maybe they're newbies, they're being told that they need to host summits and events to grow their email list, to grow their authority, and that's correct. We need to be hosting events. Now, a lot of you think that because right now the trend is IRL events, that's where you need to start. But that's wrong. If you don't have an audience, if you don't have a community, if you don't have a course that comes with a membership, if you don't have a program and you don't have loyal clients, then you should not start with an IRL event. You should not start with a retreat. You should not start with a conference, because it's going to be way harder. You're going to spend way more money on ads, and yes, you're going to have to run ads. You cannot just rely on organic if you don't have a community, because again, people don't trust you yet. So how do we build this trust? How do we build this community? How do we create an irresistible experience? Well, we start with online events, virtual events, pre-recorded summits, live virtual events on Zoom, live workshops, challenges. We show up online. We build trust. We grow our social media accounts. And I say social media because you might love TikTok or hate it right now because it got sold and blah, 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 all this data situation. But just FYI, did you know that all the other social media platforms already have all of your information and all the content that you post? Actually, it's theirs, not yours. Okay. Anyways, side tangent. Side tangent. So, when you are building a business, when you are marketing a business, if you're a service provider, if you have a brick and mortar, if you're a product-based business like an e-commerce, start with online events. So events are like a funnel, just like a funnel, like a normal funnel. If you know this, you've been in the marketing world and the business world for a while. So we have the top of funnel, but it's inverse, okay? So the top of funnel, where everybody's coming in, are the low entry events. So the free virtual summits, the free workshops, the free master classes, the free challenges, all of those are at top of funnel. This is where you get your community curious, where you teach them something and then you deliver on that something, where you market something and you deliver on that something. This is where you're building trust, where you're building authority, where you're growing your email list, where you're creating brand awareness. On that note, did you know that Fortune 500s, Fortune 100s, and Fortune 1000 brick and mortar companies, as they host brand awareness events that make them zero money? Actually, they're in negative, they're in red. Most of these events, they spend a lot of money because they are launching a product into the market. So they know it takes time. A lot of the events, and I don't hear my colleagues talking about this, so I'm going to say it, are not profitable at the beginning. Because the event is not the end, is the means to the end. The end is to find loyal customers that buy your product and become obsessed with it. They become raving fans. And at the beginning, we need to invest a lot of money in these types of events. And I know, a lot of us don't start with a big budget. A lot of us are bootstrapping the business, aka me. I started with literally like $0 in my bank account. But that's why we have tools. And I do have the experience. I went to the university to study event planning, so I knew what to do. And I also invested. I had a job. I was selling network marketing products, and with that money that I was making, I was investing in courses so that I would learn how to market myself online, how to do attraction marketing. I was selling courses and products in Spanish. So I was learning and I was building experience. And then I hosted my first summit. And then I helped my mom host summits. And then my mom sent me referrals from this big coach because she joined this program and they were teaching virtual summits. So that's how I got into the online event world. I want you to know that just hosting one event is not going to cut it. You need to create a signature event, and you need to have a community that already trusts you in order for you to sell out that event. So how do we do this? We start by hosting online summits, networking events, and IRL events, networking in-person events in your town. Especially if you're in the United States and Europe, you need to connect in your town, especially. So that's what you need to build. You need to build a community that shows up for you. So you build it by doing virtual summits, by hosting workshops, by being consistent on hosting those master classes, doing challenges, showing up on social media, and then you host a conference or a retreat. When you have a base of clients, if you have high ticket clients, if you are a service provider that sells high ticket clients, listen closely. You can create a retreat for your high ticket clients to take them to the next level and sell them the next level as well. You can create a high ticket offer that includes an in-person retreat so that you also take them to the next level. You already have loyal clients. If you already have clients and customers, you can create an event for them. But if you don't, if you're just starting out, or maybe you do have online customers, right? You do some market research. Ask them, what type of events do they like to go to? Would they be willing to fly to, I don't know, maybe your hometown? Maybe start doing the events in your hometown. I have friends that do that. I have a friend that she hosts her events in Florida, in Destin, Florida. And then I have another friend that she's from Chicago and she hosts events in Chicago. So you as a host don't have to travel to plan the event. Although, let me convince you to do a retreat here in El Salvador. It's paradise. We got dollars and we got real food. I'm just saying. Hit me up on Instagram. My handle is Irresistible Latina. Just send me a DM and let's chat about your next event. So, the tip of the day. So, what you need to do is you need to build a community. You need to have a group of high ticket clients. When you have that, when you have a high ticket client base or you have a big membership. I went to an event, for example, that was exclusive. I got a personal invitation from my friend and I've been in her membership for since she started. And she was the one that launched the $7 memberships, by the way. She's the OG. And she invited me to her 7-year anniversary. Everybody showed up. Everybody wanted a ticket. That event sold out because she already had a loyal community. So that's the tip. You need to grow your community. You need to build a 5-star community in order for you to be able to sell out your in-person IRL events. That's it. That's the magic. So I hope that this helped you. If you are thinking of hosting an event in real life and you're not there yet, or you feel overwhelmed with all you need to do, hit me up on Instagram. Let's chat. Or go to Amazon and grab my planners. You could just find me by searching my name, Ana Andrea Martinez. Or you can find them by typing in Create Irresistible Virtual Events or Create Irresistible Retreats, and you're going to find it there. If you want a digital version of the virtual events planner, go to irresistiblevirtualevents.com. Now, if you've been hosting IRL events and they're not selling out, you have a thriving community, and you don't know what the heck is going on, then you need to apply my Irresistible Experience formula. I created a GPT to help you and ask you the best questions so that you can implement the 5 senses and the 5 event languages. This is the key for you to create irresistible experiences. Now, if you want just the questions, go to guide.irresistibleexperiences.com. If you want the GPT, just go to gpt.irresistibleexperiences.com. All of the links are going to be in the description section, of course. Comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. If you need any more help, I'm just a DM away. I hope you have a great day. God bless you. Bye-bye.